Yes, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Friday Night Football. This is round 3 in the 1994 AFL season, and a game that promises much. It should be a beauty. North Melbourne plays Hawthorn, and what an extraordinary record these two sides have against each other. The Hawks have won their last 14 against North Melbourne. In fact, they've won them convincingly by an average of just on 45 points. The last time North was victorious was in fact at their old home ground. That was at Arden Street on August the 11th in 1984 in one of the major upsets in round 19 of that year. And only one North player is playing tonight, played in that winning team. He wears number 15. His name is Ross Smith. But perhaps the player who is the key to North's success this year is their champion half-forward, Wayne Carey.
There's been a lot of talk about we haven't beaten Hawthorn for 10 years or 9 years or whatever it is. I think we've just got to go out there and, I mean, it's 1994 now. You know, you don't worry about the past. You just go out and try to win on Friday night. We've got to come up against a Hawthorn this week, and they don't lose too many in a row. So, you know, we've got to come out pretty fired up and see how we go.
Still on the 50-metre line, in fact, inside. Oh, the captain again!
When you come off a win like we had last week against St Kilda, you've got to be pretty confident.
One more carry! Oh, Roberts, you beautiful!
I'd just like to be consistent, the same as I was last year. Just go out and try to do something for the team every week.
Carey! Again!
Yes, he's a champion. Well, the Hawks have been forced to make changes in their acting captain division. John Platten is at the helm tonight with, of course, Dunstall and Langford out. Peter Knights is their coach. While for North Melbourne, they've been quiet this year and unassuming. They're ready to pounce. Dennis Pagan is leading the way with his skipper, Wayne Carey. And on a wonderful night for football, it's a warm good evening to Gerard Healy. And it should be a grand game of football, this one.
I think so. North Melbourne have been the sleepers of the pre-season, and of course Hawthorn, they've been written off, but they will fight back, and I think the sides are quite well matched. There's been one change for North Melbourne. John Longmire, a surprise exclusion last week after a bit of a groin. He's back in. He replaces the unlucky Danilchenko. Anthony Rock, I think he'll get the job on John Platten. Platten's been struggling a bit and he's always manned up. Mark Roberts was, well, he was best on the ground last week with a 5-goal haul, and he's part of a very strong forward line. Corey McKernan, Sandy, a golf handicap of 2. He's only played 2 games, and he was far too good for all that St Kilda could throw at him last week. But,
golf handicap of 2.
A pretty talented young player. I guess the big question, as you said, who will play on Wayne Carey?
Right.
Peter Knight's not a bad option, but I think perhaps the whole, well, not the whole Hawthorn side. I think it'll be Gowers. Andrew Gowers will get the first option. There are a couple of others. Perhaps McGuinness will come over if he gives him some trouble. A couple of inclusions for Hawthorn. They've made 3 changes. In comes 2 debutants. Nick Holland plays centre-half back, perhaps full-back. And Raiden Tallis of Dermot Brereton Romper Stomper fame.
One of the great trivia questions. OK, well, both sides are out on the ground. We'll take a break. Be back with all the action shortly. It's a still, cool evening here in Melbourne. Magnificent night for football. Our boundary rider is Dipper once again. Dramatic news, though, Dipper. You only just made it. What happened?
He made it, Sandy. What a dirty night I'm having. My car broke down. The Hawks are on the slide. But what else is going to happen? But I can tell you down here, it's absolutely calm before the storm. Is it calm before the storm for North Melbourne or Hawthorn? In the North Melbourne rooms, a very workmanlike team, and they were a bit dirty that last year, getting beaten by Hawthorn on the last kick. And in Hawthorn rooms, very tense. They say it's a must-win game for them tonight because Hawthorn are at the crossroads tonight. And I feel they can do it, Sandy.
Yes, they don't like losing 2 in a row, Dipper. You're quite right there. A warm welcome to Ian Robertson. Welcome, Robbo.
Good on you, Sandy. I'm looking forward to a terrific game in perfect conditions.
Who are you tipping?
I'm tipping North. I think the odds 13-4 on North and 2-1 Hawthorn head-to-head. You can't believe it when they haven't won for, what, since 1984 in a home-and-home game.
Quite right. So here we go, the opening bounce between the Roos and the Hawks. Big Crochet setting himself for Hawthorn. Hawthorn, incidentally, didn't win the toss. They are kicking it to the left of screen. Wayne Carey winning the toss. North Melbourne kicking to the right. No breeze, however.
Gee, the hairdressers had some fun out at Hawthorn. Raiden Tallis with nearly a got no hair at all. And there's
You'll
Shane Crawford in there somewhere, Sandy, and he's got a very short haircut as well.
Oh, well, it's been pretty warm, so I guess the boys can enjoy it. Mann gets an early kick up towards the half-forward line for North Melbourne. The bouncing ball eludes them all. The Hawks may be able to come away. Nugent takes the hand pass, gets a kick towards Crawshay on centre wing. The big man doesn't let him down. He's on centre wing. He's been called to play on. He sprints away and does it well. Hawthorn into attack, down towards the half-forward line. No one able to take a mark. Jarman at the back. Big things are being asked from him. He looks for the free kick. It doesn't come his way. North Melbourne get out of trouble through Craig Scholl. Back towards centre wing, and the mark is taken by Big Roberts. Plays on quickly. North now coming out of defence. A chance for Mann again to go up towards half-forward for the Roos. Up towards Longmire. No one able to take the mark. Gowes, a steadying kick back towards centre wing. In a fairly frantic opening, it's going to be a Hawthorn ball on centre wing. And here is Tallis. The crew-cutted Raiden Tallis kicks up towards half-forward. Good mark taken by Deere. Wants to play on and does so to Nugent. From 50 metres he heads for home. First goal to Hawthorn. Glenn Nugent has the Hawks smiling.
There's a great early goal there for Hawthorn. They needed something to get their confidence back after an absolute shocker last week. And Nugent, if he can do one thing, it's run onto a loose handball and kick goals. There you see Clarkson trying to impede Deere. And Nugent from the 50-metre line, I like the way he kicks goals. There's nothing better than a goal-kicking wingman.
Well, an excellent start for the Hawks. And the ruckmen go at it once again. Young McKernan, but Crawshay favoured by the bounce. Left behind by Clarkson. Tallis goes to ground. Kicked quickly by Ben Allen. Craig Scholl's in trouble. Tackle by Crawford wasn't too bad. North Melbourne get clear now from half-back. It's Mann. A high kick by that player towards centre-half forward. Carey held by Gowers. No free kick. Gowers able to get the hand pass out. Mark Roberts, good interception. Trent Nichols, well done. Longmire. Longmire's got the answering goal. Well, if the tempo remains at this, what a night we're going to have.
Well, you have to admire Long John Longmire. He is a fantastic player. And when you consider that he had a reconstruction less than 200 days ago, it is an unbelievable recovery. And to come out and play a full forward where you have to twist and turn, his performance is quite outstanding.
Prior to tonight's game, Longmire has kicked only 10 goals in 7 games against Hawthorn, so he's made a very positive start. It's the Hawks, however, through Mark Bunn. A high kick up to the half-forward line, no one at home, however. And Ross Smith, the only player to be victorious against Hawthorn in this lineup, gets it down towards Scholl on centre wing. It's a high kick up towards Roberts' territory. Longmire also there. There's been a free kick, and it's going to go the way of North Melbourne. Carey has it.
As expected, down Andy Gowers has been given the first go at the champion, the young player that set centre-half forward alight for North Melbourne so many times last year.
So Carey from just inside 50. Drop punt. He is away to the right for a moment. See the young Hawks swelling on the bench, waiting for their opportunity in this game. It is North Melbourne behind. So Raiden Tallis looking for the lead, didn't come his way. Condon certainly didn't appreciate the attention from Carey and let him know, but he got rid of the football off the Platt. Up towards the half-forward line once again. Unable to take it was Mark Bunn. The Hawks still have the opportunity, however. Nugent pushing towards the boundary line. He's fleet of foot. He keeps it in play. Gets a left foot kick up towards the left half-forward flank. Ben Allen held whilst not in possession. May have exaggerated it a little, but he has the free kick one.
Well, he's probably too far out to score, Sandy, but if Alistair Clarkson's got the job on Ben Allen, he's going to have to concentrate all night. The ball goes to the back of the pack. Quickly back to recover there was Blakey. Blakey, who's given North Melbourne terrific service since coming from Fitzroy, gets the ball to Scholl. Scholl straight towards centre-half forward, and there's the captain, Carey, in front of Gowers. Might be too strong physically for Andrew Gowers. Carey's kick is a beauty to the goal front. Punched away by Jenke from McAdam, and it goes over for a throw-in about 20 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. Young Hawthorn player of the future. And we have a look at the weather. Current temperature 19 degrees, an overnight low of 11. Well, it's certainly ideal for football right at this moment. The North Melbourne boys won the reserves by 9 points. There's a snapshot at goal. It's just missed off to the left. Kicked by Adrian McAdam. So North Melbourne now 1-2, leading Hawthorn 1 goal.
Of course, this time last year, Robbo, Adrian McAdam was just about to embark on a purple patch.
Well, he was certainly a breath of fresh air for North Melbourne as far as goalkeeping is concerned.
Became a machine for his first 6 or 7 weeks. Jenky it is, however, who brings it back into play. Gow's got a big fly. May have upset his own teammate, Tallis. And in fact, there's going to be a free kick going the way of North Melbourne. Wayne Schwass is going to be handing it over to his big man. Big day for Wayne Schwass. This is his 100th game. It's taken a while, but we wish him well on his 100th. McKernan just forward of centre. Be an interesting duel with he and Crawshay tonight. Ball spills free. McAdam again! Yes! Adrian McAdam gets his first. Roo fans ecstatic. North at 2-2. The Hawks 1 straight goal.
Well, young McKernan involved in this goal once again. Gets the ball long. This is where McAdam is so difficult. He can take a mark, and he's so talented when the ball hits the ground. He bent that one around, snuck it inside the goalpost, and he's off to a good start.
So the bounce back in the centre. McKernan gets an effective tap out. Rock beaten for it by Pritchard. Tapped away by Scholl. Gathered there by Bunn. Taken away by Archer. Couldn't get clear. Handball by North Melbourne. Now the kick goes up towards full forward. Longmire in front. Punched away by the Hawthorn defence. Rebounds for Carey. He got his foot to it. Longmire unselfishly. Can Anthony Stevens get to it? He can. And he gets another one for North Melbourne. Fantastic start. Remembering that Hawthorn kicked the first goal. And we're not that far into this first term. North have kicked 3-2 since then. Hawthorn remain on 1 goal.
We'll put this goal down to a fumble from Andrew Gowes. I'll let you watch that develop as we look at the forward line set up of North Melbourne. Nichols in the forward pocket, Longmire and McAdam. Well, Collins has got Nichols, McGuinness on Longmire, Jenky on McAdam. You saw there that fumble. It was a great snap around the corner. Half forward line, Allison, Carey and Roberts. Baxter's picking up the dangerous Mark Roberts.
So after starting slowly, North really putting the foot on the accelerator. They go down towards the half-forward line. Problem is at Alistair Clarkson once again. Up towards 50. Collins defending stoutly. Now Tallis, wearing the old Austin McCrabb Guernsey. Down goes Tallis and the ball spills free. Collins again, hoping to tidy up for the Hawks. Gets the hand pass on to Condon. Their defence under great pressure early on in this game, with, as Robbo said, North kicking the last 3 goals after Hawthorn opened with a single.
Austin McCrabb would be happy with that mention there, Sandy. Did a good job with Geelong and Hawthorn over a period of about, what, 5 years?
Yes, he did. Good luck to him. From the throw-in. Unable to pick it up. It's an attempt at soccer. Working hard was Anthony Rock. In fact, he's still going. Rock picks it up and pumps it back towards the 50-metre line. Which way will it bounce? Could be all right for North Melbourne's Clarkson. Hurried kick. Nugent, however, intercepts. Pritchard's on the gun. He loses the football. Back to Clarkson. 50 metres out. Heads for home with a long kick. It's high, but it might not reach it. No, it's marked on the last line of defence by Raymond Jenky.
I think your voice went up with the fans then, Sandy. They all thought that that ball was going to carry. Jenky's short kick finds Pritchard. Pritchard gets around his opponent, McAdam, quite cleverly, and kicks towards the centre of the ground. It's punched away there by Mann. It rebounds for Rock. Rock's kicked to half forward, no mark taken. Carey coming through, couldn't take the football with him. Kicked off the ground by Nugent, goes wide towards the wing. The gather by Crawford. Look at that haircut. Back to another familiar haircut at one in Nugent. His kick goes towards the wing. Strong football by Ross Smith. No doubting that man. Gets it to Laidley. Then Nichols. Trent Nichols in towards full forward. Brilliant football, North Melbourne. Premiership-style football by the Northerners. And their fans are pretty happy about their start. And I think a few of them have put some money on the Kangaroos for the flag this year. The National Sportsbook odds tell me that they were back from 14s to 10s this week to win the '94 flag.
Yes, well, I definitely like them. I think they've got a terrific young list of players. They've got some experience after last year.
Longmire's kick for goal is close. Misses, only just.
Well, we'll just cover some matchups through the middle. On the wings, you've got Pritchard on Scholl, Nugent on Swass. Now, Swass is starting in the middle of the ground and then going out to the wing. And Clarkson starting outside the centre and then going on to Ben Allen.
21 plays 6. Gow's over the top. This time takes a good grab after Jenke kicked it into play. Nugent sweeps the hand pass into the middle. But to who? Clarkson tries to soccer off the ground. The Hawks had the running players there, but no one was able to pick it up. It may be very costly. It's turned over by Roberts. A high kick back towards Longmire. Fisted away from him this time. Collins should be able to tidy up for Hawthorn. Comes clear and kicks wide towards Crochet. Big man chips it up towards the half-forward line. Good kick, and copping one for his trouble was Mark Bunn. Was it exaggerated, Gerard?
Well, I think you... well, I definitely think so, Sam.
Just asking the question. Up towards half-forward, and man it is who defends extremely well.
Gerard, we know that Dennis Pagan didn't have very much time with the Kangaroos pre-season last year. How important do you think that's been for them this year, the fact that he's had terrific preparation?
Absolutely vital. I think that's one of the problems with the Footscray-Alan Joyce scenario. I know Dennis Pagan was concentrating on trying to get some strength into the North Melbourne side, and it's clear that you can see that they'll play more confidently in the clinches.
As you can see by that record, Hawthorn still holding sway. North out to try and even things up tonight. It's in Hawthorn's half-forward zone at the moment. They've kicked just the one goal.
Bit of a dust-up there between Archer and Jarman, I think it was.
Yes. Let's look pressure on Jarman.
Some matchups on the Hawthorn forward line. Archer's got Bunn. Peter Mann, a vital player for North Melbourne this year. He's on Paul Deere. Blake is picking up Jarman. Jarman's just sitting in the forward pocket. If he kicks 6, it's a match-winning move. Otherwise, he could be wasted.
Free kick's going to go to North Melbourne. It'll come back.
To finish those off, Martin's got Barnard in the square, Crawford with Laidley, Ross Smith with Paul Hudson. He kicked 3 in the first quarter last week. Probably went a little bit quiet after that.
Goal scorers to date for North Melbourne have been Longmire, McAdam and Anthony Stevens, as Clarkson kicks it back in towards the centre. There he is again, the athletic Carey. From the middle, pumps it to half forward, towards Longmire. They're an exciting lineup. Longmire directly in front.
He did that well, didn't he?
My
He
word.
just balked for a fleeting second so that the Hawthorn player couldn't get at him and then took the mark.
Kicking from 50. A drop punt. It's high, but he's pulled it away to the left, looking for that extra distance.
Just getting back to your question, Robbo. The body fat of North Melbourne players, whilst it's pretty hard to pick up on television, is around the 55. Now, most AFL footballers would try to get between 50 and 70, but we hear from the North Melbourne camp that they're well and truly down, and they're the sorts of things you can implement if you've got control from the start.
Stevens chipping towards McAdam. He's still going. Platten was there, off to Condon. Tremendous pressure facing this Hawthorn defence. Crawshay's hand pass was meant for Platten. The acting captain still going. Now to Gow's. He pumps it high. Up over the centre. Hawthorn towards half-forward. Archer! Not paid. Hudson's hand pass goes astray. Archer once again goes in to tidy up. The hurried high kick is by Dean Laidley. It's wide back towards centre wing. Platten is there charging towards the ball. He's got to beat a couple, and it's too big an ask. They've created the loose man, and away they go. Stevens up towards centre half forward for North Melbourne, and intercepting is Collins. Fine juggling mark.
Well, he's a great back pocket player because he backs his judgment. He just doesn't try to keep his man quiet. He wins the football.
Hawks nearly messed this up on centre wing. Couple of hand passes, not quite hitting their target, which is crucial. North Melbourne nearly able to take the football away, but a free kick is with Crawford. Crawford's kick, inaccurate, misses its target. Anthony Rock at the back, kicks it high. In the Carey direction, couldn't take the mark. Brilliant roving of the pack. This man is over 6 foot tall, and you'd reckon he'd pick that up like a running centre man type player. Mark Roberts misses to the left-hand side.
Well, speaking of body fat, he is one player that has shed kilo after kilo over the last couple of years, and is an example to all players out there that are struggling a little bit It's what you can do if you put your head down.
We just saw Nick Holland preparing to come onto the ground for the Hawks. So concerns already. This is Nichols, Trent Nichols, ex-Richmond, ex-West Coast. The ball at the back, swooping on it, Stevens. Longmire gives it to McAdam. McAdam! Oh, gee whiz, it's close. It's touched right on the line. It looked as though it just may have had the carry. Dennis Pagan giving the Stimmerol a decent work out there as Ray Jenke kicks in towards half-back and misses his target again. Stevens runs away from Baxter and Stevens bangs it through. Oh, brilliant football by North Melbourne, but Hawthorn missing their target with hand passes and short passes, giving the Kangaroos the chance.
In trouble here at the MCG, and it's still early in the first quarter. Look at this North Melbourne machine. The hand pass on that occasion was meant for Clarkson. Nugent intercepts. He kicks it wide towards the left half forward flank for the Hawks. They're finding scoring desperately hard at the moment as Smith sees it over the line with Hudson. They've managed just the one goal that was kicked very early on by Glenn Nugent. North 13-4 on. Hawthorn 2-1 against.
Guinness on the bench too for the Hawks.
Yep. Now look at Crawford. I think he's got the dye bottle out as well, you know, Robbo. The short hairs have a go at it. Nugent.
How far did that go?
Now to Condon. Well, I didn't think very far. But Condon has it. Schwass has got cramp behind play. Condon's kick is high. Up towards half forward. No one able to take a mark. Bunn waiting down. So too Clarkson for North Melbourne. Across to Martin. He's claimed by Jarman. Ball spills free. Allen a high kick towards Hudson. Can he take a mark? Got a little too far underneath it. North Melbourne should be able to tidy up once again. It's Blakey on the last line of defence. Gets the hand pass across to Stevens. He's kicked a couple of goals. This time he's tucked in the back pocket to centre wing. The charging Carey comes crashing into the pack. Nichols now gives chase for North Melbourne. Has an airy. Goes back again. Tallis is with him. Condon sets it up for Nugent and Gowes, and they should go forward. Up towards centre half forward. Fisted away. Well defended by Mann. Into the middle is Allen. The Hawks desperately trying to get something on the board. They've got the chance here. No, says Laidley. Does it nicely. Gets the hand pass away and then back again to centre wing, only to see Condon come in and take a timely mark.
Poor kick from Glenn Archer there.
Off he goes.
He picked him out as if he was in the other stripe Guernsey.
That's a better kick. Platten has it, no mark is paid. Platten gives it across to Deere, still on the 50-metre line. How far did that one travel? It wasn't held. It was not held, and there'll be a bounce.
Been a change up in the Hawthorn back line. Collins has moved on to Allison, and Tallis is now with Trent Nichols. And that's domination for you. That's where it's picked up the greatest.
It's indicative, isn't it? Yes, of the way the trend's gone so far. And big Paul Deere tries to crash through. Hudson kicked off the ground strongly by Ross Smith, back towards the centre. Allison contested by Collins. He's not happy with that decision. But the players of today, very disciplined. They just get on with the game. They know that precious seconds wasted arguing with the umpire can cause a goal to the opposition. Here's a chance now for Roberts. Gathers very well. Rock, 50 metres from goal. Anthony Rock may get North Melbourne's fifth. Oh, he misses to the right-hand side. So,
very direct though, North Melbourne tonight.
4-7. That's 11 scoring shots to 1. And we've still got 6 minutes left.
That's a better kick out.
Shade, yes. Shade may give them a start here now. They desperately want a goal to the half-forward line. North defence, though, has been very disciplined. Here's an opportunity for Hudson. Swings round onto the left foot, long in towards full forward. Martin, however, defends, conceding a behind.
Much better play from Hawthorn there. They have been going a little bit short up until this point. A lot of pressure being applied from North Melbourne. North Melbourne have been a great contrast, going directly down the middle of the ground.
Ross Smith playing his 174th game tonight. Fine achievement for him, as Corey McKernan does well to get front spot, hold the grab, and this time Carey beaten by Gowes. I think he was a little frustrated perhaps by the kick. Gowes Middleton. Allen pumps it long.
Can Hudson or perhaps someone else take a mark? No, it's fisted away. Waiting down in front is Rock. And that's what the North Melbourne defence has been like. As solid as a rock. Carey takes the mark after the kick came from Peter Mann. He wants someone going past. He's got a 100-gamer Wayne Schwass up towards McAdam territory. Also there is Longmire. He needs support. Gets it through Roberts. He's still inside 50, Roberts. Forced onto that awkward left foot. Pulls it back towards McAdam. He's got to beat a couple. He pushed it out, but straight to Crawshay. Crawshay's hand pass is effective, and Platten takes it on the run. Away he goes. Hawthorn look better now as they charge over the centre. Condon takes the hand pass, 55 metres out. He wants a goal. I reckon he's got it. Condon gets his first and a much-needed second to the Hawks. 2-1 plays 4-7.
Yes, well, Anthony Condon needed to get one back because his man Anthony Stevens has probably been best on the ground today. Kicked a couple of goals himself. And this is an excellent conversion from outside 50.
Great play by Hawthorn from their half-back line. Johnny Platten's pass was a beauty. 4-7 plays 2-1, 4.5 minutes left. Nugent gets the ball wide for Condon. Condon's kick is too high. In Sean Hudson, handball, Jarman, kick to full forward. Attempted mark by Barnard, falling over, critical. Martin, in goes Crawford. Mickey Martin stands his ground. Great job, sees it over. About 50 metres, maybe just inside that 50-metre area there. Shane Crawford, the fans. North Melbourne lead by 18 points. More interesting statistic is the fact that they've had 11 scoring shots to 3. They clear the ball back to the centre wing. Carey, his kick, waited for Longmire. Well done, Johnny Longmire.
6 kicks already to Carey.
Well, both their key forwards causing the Hawks plenty of problems.
Yes, they're both very strong players. They've pumped up on the weights. You can see that power that John Longmire's got in his forearms.
Longmire shot for goal. Disappointing result. Very good build-up. He's kicked 1 goal, 3.
That's some chances, Robert.
My word. Yep. Well, McAdam kicked a brilliant goal about halfway through the quarter. Anthony Stevens has kicked 2. Longmire has kicked 1, but 4 goals, 8 from their efforts is not really a good result.
So easily have been 8-4. The Hawks are still alive as Ben Allen drifts it in towards Crawshay. He's been busy. 5 kicks. Ben Allen. Crawshay's kick to the 50-metre line. Again, North defend. Oh, look, they've got Roberts alone. The big man marks. Forward of centre. Tumbles a punt. That was a disappointing kick for him. To half forward, and Jenke is there to mark. This Hawthorn defence has had plenty of work. Pritchard across half-back. Kicks up towards centre wing. Mann has been an effective spoiler so far tonight, and that was no exception. Again over the line. Opening captain John Platten. Saying to himself, we have got a decent old battle on our hands here.
What a tremendous player he's been for Hawthorn since crossing from Central District.
Yes, absolute champion. Allen couldn't take it out of the air. Shane Crawford can. Has it on right half forwards. Centering kick is a good one. Strong mark taken by Archer. Strong mark.
Some courage.
Yep. Plays on Mickey Martin. The sprinting Michael Martin is away. 1 bounce down the centre wing. And he kicks up towards the 50-metre line. Roberts unable to take the mark. Rock gets a hurried kick down towards half forward. Out comes the charging Longmire. Schwass, game 100, gone. Oh!
North Melbourne are playing classically football up in that forward line. They're getting the ball down quickly. The forwards are leading. They're taking 1 grab, and there's plenty of players in support to run off them. They don't have to turn around and kick goal of the year. What's the way this one develops? Simple. 1 grab, handball, and a player running at the goal face just slots it straight through the middle.
Crawshay takes the ball out of the air. The hand pass to Platten. Hawks go to half forward. Ball bounces. Deere grabs it. Blakey's got him. No, it wasn't here. It was Darren Jarman. And a brilliant tackle by Blakey. Blakey goes across the goal front. Mark is taken by Clarkson. Looking to give it off. No one there. So he has to kick down towards centre wing. Members side out in front. Good mark taken by McKernan. And what a promising type he is. It's around onto the right foot. Kicking towards half forward. Excellent body work by Carey. Much too strong there for Andrew Gowers. Out positioning the Hawthorn defender. Then kicks in towards half forward. And McAdam marks. You've got it, Adrian. Don't worry. And it's about 30 metres out on a very slight angle. So he's got a chance to kick his second goal.
Well, I had to say this so early in the game, but the North Melbourne forward line is just so superior to their opponents at the moment. And you can put that down to perhaps the ease with which it's coming through and into their forward line. But the mark of Carey, he just outstrengthed his opponent, just pushed him aside as if he was a fly.
Well, McAdam. Distance not a problem. And the accuracy's no worry either. McAdam's got his second goal, and along with Anthony Stevens, who also has kicked 2, Schwass 1, Longmire 1, it's all North Melbourne.
And watch this replay. At the 26-minute mark of this quarter, North Melbourne made a ruck change. Big Alex Ishenko, their stalwart last year, the linchpin in the middle, was interchanged. He gets a bit of a run, and the rookie McKernan, he gets a rest. It's amazing how the fortunes of football change over 12 months.
North threatening to make this a one-man show. It's Scholl who pumps it deep into their attacking zone once again. This time Gowers marks in front of Carey. Lays it off to Raymond Jenke. Oh, disappointing kick from Jenke, however, is intercepted by Roberts. 55 metres out. Back into that forward zone once again. And Crawford stands his ground and takes a solid mark. Shane Crawford again off to Jenke. I'm sure he won't make the same mistake twice. It's a floating kick, not a pretty one, but picked up nicely on the half volley and sent into attack once again. Came from Bunn up towards the 50-metre line. The kick from Mark Bunn. This North defence, look at them, charging away. Ross Smith, a high kick back towards half forward once again, and another strong mark taken by Crawford. Off he goes to Tallis, to the long-haired Platt. The siren may have just saved them then. It's quarter time here at the MCG, and it's been all North Melbourne in an awesome display. 6-8-44, leading Hawthorn 2-1-13.
From the Sydney Cricket Ground, Ron Barassi Swans against Graham Corns' Adelaide Crows on AFL Sunday.
In this second quarter, can they get back into this game? 14 effective scoring shots to just 3. Schwass gets the first kick of the quarter. Out towards the right half forward flank. Collins chasing on his hammer. However, there's young Trent Nichols, who's been a bit of a football nomad in recent times. Collins does well. Gets the kick high back towards centre wing once again. Bunn, the meat in the sandwich, which sounds strange, but he was. Back to half forward once again. Coming from Mann. Collins working hard. Applies the headlock, but was it a legal one? Andy Collins asked the umpire, why no free kick for me?
Sandy, Hawthorn have to stand up and be counted. They were brushed aside by Melbourne last week. Melbourne went ferociously at the football, and the same is happening here today.
Here's the North Melbourne side now going forward again. McAdam from 50 metres hooks that kick off the left foot, and it goes out of bounds on the full. McAdam, gee, what a player he's been. 2 goals already this evening. Holland's kick goes to left half back. Punched away by big Alex Ishenko. Trent Nichols, the birthday boy. McAdam. His kick to full forward. Oh, Longmire's got it again.
That was just brilliant team play from North Melbourne. They don't do any U-turns. They handball backwards to players running with their vision open. You saw that magnificent kick. Just watch the way. Well, here it is, just a mark. We didn't see the build-up. But the build-up was pure football of the 90s.
Well, Longmire's kicked 1 goal 3. So his confidence may be down, shooting for goal, but there's no problem with this one. Johnny Longmire gets his second goal, and North Melbourne go marching on there, 7-8 for Hawthorn 2-1.
Yes, he's been an outstanding player over the years for North Melbourne. He's had his ups and downs, John Longmire. There it is, Trent Nichols, excellent handball to a player looking at the goal face. He didn't have to swing around and snap it. Adrian McAdam, there he is, he's the deliverer. Gets a pat on the back.
So the bounce back in the centre. North Melbourne just taking the ball away from these centre bounces. Stevens gets it to Schwass. They're away again. They'll go forward through Clarkson, who's had an impact on the game. And there's another mark to one of the key North Melbourne forwards that Gerard was talking about. Just before the resumption of play to start the second term, Carey, who's now taken 7 marks, Longmire 5, and Mark Roberts has taken 2 marks. But Carey, shot for goal from 40 metres. He'll get the distance, but he lets himself down, just hooking it off to the left and through for his second behind. There's Corey McKernan having a rest. His first quarter was good, Gerard.
Yes, he's been very impressive in his 2 games this season to date.
16 scoring shots to 3. Rock may have a shot here. 40 metres, tight angle. Rock's kick into Longmire. Over the back it goes. Can they keep it in play? Well, the boundary umpire almost got cleaned up. Longmire's kick is wide, but oh! A couple of them flew. Neither was able to take the mark. Heading towards the boundary line is Nick Holland, and it is over. But that was Brett Allison on Anthony Rod. So let's have a step ladder. I don't mind if it's my own teammate.
Well, he could have cost himself a car then.
Play goes on. It's still in the McAdam territory, danger territory as far as Hawthorn's concerned. He's surrounded by brown and gold and losing. Pritchard at the bottom of the pack. Cry of ball. In a push in the back over. And it will be a Hawthorn ball. Ben Allen at half back. 5 kicks. Called to play on. Tackled from behind, loses it. McAdam, 40 metres out. Round his body he goes. In towards full forward. No one able to take a mark. Going to be kept in play by Holland, who finally gives it to the teammate. Got one, really. Raymond Jenke, I think, in the left eye.
I don't know whether we've got another look at what happened to Ben Allen, but he is absolutely
Fuming.
irate over the fact that the North Melbourne player came from behind the mark.
In fact, he charged towards the umpire and was remonstrating for some considerable time. The play goes on. Dow's belts it down. Allen gets caught. The ball spills free. North doing all the attacking. Now Nugent's away and he gets a short kick.
Great pressure on the forward line from North Melbourne.
And that caused him to make the error. Schwass goes long up towards Longmire. This is becoming a rout.
Well, I think the law of averages would suggest that North Melbourne were going to win a game against Hawthorn in home and homes. But by gee, they've just hit Hawthorn with everything in the match so far.
Yes.
Well, Alex McDonald preparing to come on, Nick Holland coming off, but it's probably all too late for Hawthorn.
Longmire for his third. He gets it, and on they go. The Roos. 8-10, 58, belting the Hawks 2-1-13.
Robo, I'm not sure what your opinion of interchanging players early in the game is, but perhaps there might have been a thought to not take McGuinness off the ground early, but just interchange him with Gowers, because Gowers was being beaten also.
Not such a bad idea, because when you pull the guy off, his confidence must go right down, doesn't it? Well, Pritchard off the ground and Philip Burton about to come on for the Hawks. It goes up towards half forward, taken away by Smith. Look at the way, just wanted the footy, Ross Smith. Ball spills now, hand pass coming out to Anthony Stevens. Little one for Schwass, who uses the ball beautifully, and this is no exception. Anthony Rock goes in, and he just laid off a little bit. Oh, what's that, a mark to Roberts from behind? Well, Anthony Rock, oh, Roberts has gone on and kicked the goal anyway. It is absolutely raining goals for North Melbourne. They've now kicked their 9th, and they're 9-10 for Hawthorn 2-1. And it's not Pritchard that's come off the ground for Philip Burton, it's Glenn Nugent.
Well, there he is, the fridge. Being punished there, pushed in the back by Scott McGuinness. And Phil Merton just ponders his performance today.
From the middle, Shaw round his body. North out of the centre yet again. Ishenko off his hands. Roberts again to Hawthorn. Oh, Longmire. Well, this could become a little repetitious. There's nothing we can do about that. North fans ecstatic. Hawthorn fans in a state of shock. Longmire adds another 6-pointer. He has booted 4. 10-10-70. Hawks at 2-1-13.
Jared, would you like to be coaching Hawthorn at the moment?
Well, not at all, Robbo.
What would you do?
Well, I think I would have just stuck with the initial game plan at quarter time, perhaps just gone back to where we started from, and just asked for a more consistent effort in the middle of the ground when the game's won and lost.
Ishenko trying to get North out of the middle with Stevens at the bottom of the pack. Flatten working hard for Hawthorn. He's a one-man band at the moment. Socket off the ground, away from Flatten. The Roos go charging forward again. Anthony Rock is on left half forward. Centering kick is a beauty. Stevens had it and lost it, but he's got so much backup support. Trent Nichols has to get the hand pass away. He does, deep into the forward line. Clarkson goes to ground with the ball. Allison over the top, a cry of ball as the Hawthorn defence desperately try and hold it up. And a bounce to take place. The smiling Wayne Carey gets up. Oh, he can afford to smile.
Why wouldn't he be?
Hawthorn telling about Raiden Tallis' haircut.
Yes, he's inspired by a recent film that was just released, I think.
From the bounce. Flatten at the bottom. He works hard. He's going to get a reward. He copped one in the back. Well, North have had such a wonderful time. They don't even like giving away one free kick. Archer, front spot. Big Ishenko at the back. In a mild sprint. Oh, no, nice throw. It spills free to Deere. Allen. And over the line.
Oh, that's enough.
Yeah, I thought the free kick was there. Allen obviously put a little bit of percentage on it, but they've got some problems, the Hawks, because they're playing like the headless chook.
Well, the ball spills to the back. Trent Nichols. Good-looking kick in towards half forward. Tapped away by the Hawthorn defence. Collins is under a little bit of pressure. Allison applied it. Tackled him. Didn't have the football. Ball spills down to Tallis.
That's right.
The North Melbourne player down behind play. It's Allison. Gets up quickly. But the free kick, or the mark taken there at centre wing, just behind the wing by Crawshay. Kicks in towards the centre. Hawthorn players mess it up between the two of them. Deere dispossessed. Underneath all that might be Anthony Condon, is it? And Scott McGuinness, free kick to Craig Scholl. Scholl goes direct and quickly. No mark taken. Gatherers by Roberts. Collins applies the pressure. Roberts is still there. Tackled by Deere. Ball spills for Rock. Tackled by McDonald. Ball 50 metres from the North Melbourne goal. McAdam gets his left foot to it. And North Melbourne have got it again. It's Carey. This is champagne football by North Melbourne.
They're also on the receiving end of a few, though. I just get the feeling that Hawthorn have lifted their work rate. Down went Allison, but the key now will be for Hawthorn not to play the man as perhaps they're doing, but put their energies more into concentrating on winning the ball.
Carey goes for goal. Yes. Wayne Carey kicks his first goal. So that's the 6th player for North Melbourne to kick goals. 11-10 plays 2-1.
Well, it's been 5 goals 2-0 in this quarter. Ishenko wants to charge away. North Melbourne has the football. Trent Nichols from the middle.
He's been a spirited player for North Melbourne too.
Yep. McAdam on a lead. Yes. Marks just inside 50. He dropped the football. A Adrian, you're booted too. He's got the chance now of making it 6-0 in this quarter. Both his goals coming in the first quarter. Under 11 minutes remaining. He's giving himself a nice old approach here. He's on the Michael Holding run.
Longer than Merv Hughes at the Western Oval.
McAdam, the number 3. It's a good-looking kick, but again pulls it away to the left. And on behind. Are you standing up to this okay, Dipper?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. From down here, North Melbourne look hungry, angry, and they just want to crucify Hawthorn. And Hawthorn look very rattled to me.
Jenke to bring it back into play. Heads to the outer side. Mashenko leaning on Crawshay. It's pushed down in front for Condon. He gets it away for the Hawks towards Hudson, who marks on centre wing. Well, he's been desperately quiet. He hasn't been on his pattern alone, however. Scholl comes over the top and belts it clear to Crawshay. Great interception. What a spoil. It could result in a goal. Scholl kicks in towards full forward. They're all there. Longmire directly in front, a couple of metres out. Well, they're going to take it round on an angle.
I tell you what, if Craig Scholl had kicked that 3 metres further,
it was there.
Emphatically goal of the night.
Getting a big wrap-up from all his teammates, running from far and wide.
Jared, I mean, that's the inspirational stuff that lifts teams.
They're just playing fantastic football at the moment. Longmire, the number 5, he's got it. The route continues. 3 to Longmire in this quarter, 5 for the game. 12-11 plays 2-1.
Well, Crawshay coming off the ground. I wonder if that's one of the reasons, because of that little fumble or that interception there by Craig Scholl. Wasn't it great stuff? Longmire, he's just looking magnificent.
Well, North Melbourne in this mood would probably beat any opposition.
Tell you what, Robbo, there'd be some other coaches having a look at this tonight.
My word, with a lot of interest.
My word.
Johnny Platten's got the free kick in the centre of the ground. Hawthorn go forward. One of the rare times they've got up towards half forward, particularly in this second term. But look at those North Melbourne boys working. Hudson tries to get it clear. Barnard applies the tackle. Ball comes out to Mickey Martin. He's in trouble. Gets his foot to the ball, though. Condon had tipped it off the ground. Clarkson underneath all that. And the umpire will bounce 40 metres from the Hawthorn goal.
Well, the Hawks have moved Paul Deer into the middle of the ground. There's Crawshay off the ground. But perhaps one of the big problems they've got is that, well, there's their marks having a look at it. Marks often don't tell the full story, but they are today. North Melbourne just winning the ball willy-nilly, just pinpointing passes. They're taking overhead marks, taking chest marks. It's like a practice game here at the moment for them. They're going to be dominant in every facet of the game.
Well, the umpire forced a bounce at centre-half forward for Hawthorn. Tapped away, ball rebounds for Blakey. He gets it away to Craig Scholl. Here's a good look up the ground and then thumps it direct towards half forward. Carey was the target. Tallis has it. How did he get rid of that, umpire? Both arms were pinned. Play on. North Melbourne force it clear of half forward. It's out towards the wing now. It's kicked clear of that area by Merton. And it goes over for a free kick. Merton's kick on the full, taken by Mann.
Well, before the numbers come up, I was about to make the point about Darren Jarman. He's one of their best players in the middle of the ground. And I realise that Knights is probably working to a formula,
Jared,
but he's had one touch of the football.
Quickly, Merton was interfered with as he kicked the ball, and he's going to take a free kick.
Well, Darren Jarman, one touch of the football, he's playing in the forward line. Perhaps it really is worth considering him, bringing him down to where the ball is being won and lost, and that's in the middle.
Rock does well to sweep it clear. Good tackle by Deer, but no, in the back, said the umpire, and Clarkson picks himself up. He'll take it on centre wing.
He's been a man that's been just waiting in the wings at North Melbourne too, doing a good job.
Clarkson's kick. He's had 9 possessions. Gow's fine grab. To Allen, to the half-forward line and Jarman. Well, he needs to fire so desperately. Passes a beauty to Crawford. He marks inside 50, and Hawthorn has the opportunity of opening their scoring for the quarter. We have under 8 minutes remaining. Shane Crawford from 47 metres. A drop punt. Struggling for distance and thumped over for one behind.
It was a good punch through to the fence. I didn't quite pick up who the North Melbourne player was. There he is on screen with the ball. It was Ross Smith. Very disciplined. Just went over the boundary line, starting again, conceding the point.
2-2. Plays 12-11. And the Hawks will have another opportunity of going deep into attack, courtesy of Darren Pritchard.
If you're talking about punches, all of North Melbourne's punches, when they've been in a defensive position, have been so emphatic.
Well, they've just lost it.
There's been a turnover because Shane Crawford has lost his cool. He's given away the old Indian headlock. And 50, well, it wasn't a 50-metre, but a reversal of the free kick.
That's interesting. There was an umpire to the left of that, had a terrific view. No whistle. Rowan Saws decided it was a free kick. And Hawthorn go wide. Good mark taken by Hudson, having a devil of a job to try and break clear of Ross Smith. He's kicked towards the half-forward area. Archer, Nugent, again Archer. Gave a little left-hand handball that could have been a bit suspect, but it gets to Stevens. Stevens kicked towards half-forward. Carey in front. Gowers kicked off the ground by Allison. Might get another one here. McAdam unselfishly. Nichols. Has he got enough space? Pretty ordinary kick. Goes to the goal square. Play on. Longmire. Handballs to no one in particular. At the back was Tallis for the Hawks. McGuinness. Now Ben Allen. And it gets clear now to McDonald. McDonald's, well, slow handball, you'd have to call it, to Merton. Was effective, and that kick is found on centre wing Darren Jarman.
Jarman towards right half forward. Had only a couple of kicks. That was Allen. Down towards right half forward as Schenko's hand pass comes unstuck. An opportunity for Crawford, loses the football. A good smother once again. And the discipline of North Melbourne continues to shine. Forcing another throw in.
You see the dominance there of North Melbourne. It hasn't just been in the centre breaks, it's been right through the midfield.
Clarkson gets it out to Stevens. Stevens' kick is high up towards Carey, who's seated on his rump.
Well done, Gowers. He's been up against it, Andrew Gowers, for most of this first half. But to stand there and take that good mark, he's had 9 possessions.
Well, he's taken 5 marks, which is an achievement in itself. Jarman.
Peter Mann's come off the ground. David King, ex-VFA player, played for Port Melbourne in last year's VFA Grand Finals, getting another run.
Jarman's kick is long and low, but marked again by Smith. Solid in defence, solid as a rock. Back towards the half-back line. McKernan just came onto the ground. Jarman does the roving. 55 metres out, forced onto the left boot. Does it in very pretty fashion to the full forward. And big Michael Martin says, I'll be even prettier. I'll do it with one hand.
Oh, gee whiz, that was arrogant, wasn't it?
One-handers from Mickey.
My golly.
Best of dual, best and fairest winner.
Well, he decides to come to this member side. Punched away by Paul Deere was good discipline. Kicked clear there by McKernan. Nearly gathered by Allison. Strong, very strong play there by King. Now Jarman caught by Anthony Stevens. He's appealing for the free kick, but umpire Saws will bounce. There's big Alex. Schenko having a rest.
Actually, Mick Martin only one best and fairest, but perhaps he's playing like a dual best and fairest.
Well, that was very talented stuff. Ball spills free now towards the centre of the ground. Tallis overruns it. King is number 34 for North Melbourne, ex-Port Melbourne player. Pritchard in towards half forward. Will it sit for Johnny Platten? You're going to get caught. You're in all sorts of trouble, John. Gets it away to Merton. Back to Platten, who's run beautifully, and Platten should goal, and he does. Belated goal in the last 4 minutes of play of the first half. Kicked by John Platten. It's Hawthorn's third. They trail 3-2 to 12-11.
Well done to John Platten. He's working hard. He's always under pressure. He gets pinpointed for the tagging jobs, and when players are missing, talented players, more responsibility falls on his shoulders.
The Hawks break the ice. Their first goal for the quarter.
Peterman snuck onto the ground at that centre bounce there, Sandy, and Ellison off.
Blakey sneaks North Melbourne down to half forward. Man, as you just said, back on, takes the mark, gives it to Roberts, down towards full forward. McAdam is lurking, but he's in front instead of behind. Oh, it's gone out of bounds on the full. And that is the story of Hawthorn's night.
Well, when coaches start making those smalls for talls interchanges, they're just playing a game of chess, trying to get an advantage on their opposition by finishing with a 6'4" on perhaps a 5'10". You saw the advantage there with Peterman taking a big overhead mark.
Stevens to Carey into full forward and one behind.
It's always good to be playing chess, though, when you've got 14 different better players in the or better chessmen in the opposition.
Also another terrific example of how much pressure is being applied by North Melbourne all over the ground. When Alex McDonald kicked that ball out of bounds on the full, North Melbourne at half forward, Ben Allen interfering there with Wayne Schwass, and Schwass has the free kick.
The question's got to be asked, how many positions on the ladder is Jason Dunstall worth?
Well, we'll think about that as North go charging into the scoring zone once again. Stevens went through but without the football. They're missing not only him, but they're missing Chris Langford. Maybe Langford doesn't mind watching this because he would have had an enormous amount of work to do. Scholes kick, he bends it round only to see Johnny Platten take the mark. Away goes the Rat. He's the acting captain tonight. He's got a job and a half on his hands. Stevens could be first to the ball on half forward. He's caught, ducked his head and could lose the football.
So it goes wide, out towards right half back where Condon gathers. His kick in towards the wing, and that should be a mark paid to Darren Pritchard on centre wing. Looking to play on. Now forces the ball inside the 50-metre region for the Hawks. It's punched away again by North Melbourne, but kicked forward by Nugent. He may have kicked his second. No, hits the post. So Glenn Nugent, who kicked the first goal of the game, now 1-1. And mind you, that goal for Hawthorn came up in the opening minute or two of the match. North Melbourne since then have kicked 12-12, and the Hawks have just managed 2 goals 3. North Melbourne get clear from fullback, punched away from Roberts, gathered by Collins. Collins kick high, went about 30 metres. Hudson punched away by Schwass. Good contest there by Wayne Schwass. McAdam very happy. And a little wink there coming from Wayne Schwass, and a pat of acclamation from Ross Smith. Boundary throw in, McKernan, taken away by Ben Allen. A quick kick. Look at that, eyes only for the football, Ross Smith. You're as tough as old boots. Right half back. He kicks North Melbourne. Back towards centre wing. No one home. Paul Deere marks safely. Forces Hawthorn up inside 50 metres. But it's astray, and Ross Smith dives and marks.
Rock off for Romero. Jose, first run of the evening.
Smith in game number 174. Centre wing. And the big man McKernan takes a fine mark. Off they go again. Archer takes the hand pass from centre wing. Then Archer's kick up towards half forward. Well, they've got 2 or 3 players they can pick out there. They're using them all. It's like a rotation system almost.
Well, they've got an interesting forward structure, North Melbourne. They're all lining up in a row, straight down the middle of the ground, and as the ball comes out, they disperse. They're not sitting in the traditional 6 positions as we know it, and they can all take a mark. Particularly this bloke. He can play like a rover.
Peter Mann will get giddy. He's back on the bench, Jerry.
Yes, Rock coming back off. It's just playing...
Ducks and Drakes.
Thank you. I had something else in mind, but I'm glad you came in there.
Let's just watch Roberts from 46 metres. Not a very pretty drop punt. And through for 1 behind. Well, he's booted at 1 goal 2. Jason Dunstall
Well, the point I was making about Dunstall, and I wasn't trying to demean Langford's input into this side, was that he does straighten Hawthorn up. He gives them a focal point. When they come out of the centre of the ground, they're confident that they've got something to kick it to, somebody who's going to convert their goal. Now, unfortunately, he's out with a strained thigh. Perhaps we'll miss another one or two. But I guess the bottom line is that it's really that Hawthorn must come up and lift. And they can't use Dunstall as an excuse because he may get another injury.
Well, Hawthorn kicked 1 goal, 2 in at that quarter. North Melbourne booted 6 goals, 5 in a wonderful quarter of football. A match-winning half by the Roos. It's half-time at the MCG. North Melbourne at 12-13-85. Hawthorn 3-3-21.
Who'll win poll in round 4 of the touring cars? From Phillip Island, the Dash for Cash, Sports World Sunday.
Half here at the MCG. North at 12-13. Hawthorn are just 3 goals, 3. And it was interesting. Peter Knights came out with the side. They ran the boundary line and then went into the middle of the ground, and Knights was fuming. Will it have an effect? Roberts gets it out to Rock. Good smother. That's better work. Hold up on the 50-metre line for North Melbourne. Still with Rock. He's running away. Loses a little ground to try and get a better position. But he puts it down the throat of John Platt. The acting captain for the night marks it half-back. Kicks in towards the centre. Mann may cut across here. If it sits nicely for him, he's in business. He's still going. Gets a short little chip. That was well done because he was under pressure. Rock caught one in the back. Clarkson stands his ground. Gets a high kick up towards half-forward. Carey. Well, it seems to be continuing on from the end of the second quarter.
Up the other end of the ground, Paul Hudson's the new full forward. But the way North Melbourne are playing, he might not see too much of the action. And whilst that was happening, David King came back onto the ground, Peter Mann off. So Peter Mann, he's been like a yo-yo, up and down, in and out, often on the ground.
Wonderful stats for Carey. 10 kicks, 10 marks, yet another goal. That's 2. Is there any stopping them? 13-3 plays 3-3. 3 is not a happy number for Peter.
It was another good win from North Melbourne out of the centre square. Another good win for Carey. Corey McKernan, quite outstanding there for a player of only 2 games experience. He's mature beyond his years.
Oh, there were big raps on him in the pre-season, Jerry.
That is a cliche.
Young McKernan. There's Carey. So the bounce back in the centre, and McKernan gets it again. Down to Stevens. Back to Schwass. His kick. Half forward. Carey's got it again. That's his 11th mark.
Well, you saw some of the talent of McKernan there. The first centre bounce he smashed with his right hand. Then the second centre bounce he palmed it delicately with his left hand. Now, I'm no ruck for ruckman at the best of times, but he does look quite exceptional.
How about centre half forwards? Particularly this one. What a kick. Well, 3 goals now to the North Melbourne captain. And if you wondered whether they could keep it going, the first 2 minutes of this term have certainly answered that.
Yes, well, unbelievably, Wayne Carey was 20-1 last week in Brownlow betting, and that's probably similar to the fact that North Melbourne were the Smokies of the pre-season. The quiet achievers, they didn't do all that much in the Foster's Cup. They are a big threat this year.
14-13 plays 3-3. 3 goals, 3. Yes, that's right. Hawthorn score so far. To half forward. All good stuff by
Wasn't a great
McGuinness.
mark. I must have been touched.
Well, he's king. Shot for goal. It's there. Oh, it's touch. Right on the line. I must have just got a fist to it. Might be a free kick going back to the North Melbourne player. He's being asked.
Yeah, it is.
Was it behind? So
Watch Mark Roberts calling for that one. Should have received the quick handball, and he quickly went back and let young King know. Playing in only his 2nd game of league football. Perhaps Roberts just letting him know that this side works on feeding the ball over, sharing the football. If you run to assist, there's nothing more frustrating than a player blazing away.
I'd say that's one of the reasons why North Melbourne will find it difficult to produce a Brownlow medalist. They're a very even team.
Wouldn't mind backing the bloke number 18.
King goes for goal. a bit of an anticlimax. Jenky, 14-14 North Melbourne. 3 goals, 3 to the Hawks.
Jenky goes straight down the middle. Crawshay, Guinness, 2 of his targets, neither can take the mark. Out the back door it comes towards Allen. Now a chance for Merton to get it down towards Crawford. He's still wide of the wing, up towards the 50-metre line. Hudson, a couple of bites at the cherry, but couldn't complete the mark. Picked up by Romero. They're out of trouble once again, off to Schwass. Celebrating his 100th game. He booted a goal in the first quarter. Clarkson loose in the middle. Back to Jose. 70 metres out. Gets underneath a high drop punt. Longmire gets front spot. McGuinness intercepts and heads towards the boundary line and is quite content to see it over the line.
I think Jose Ramiro's been away with Tellis and Shane Crawford's hairdresser.
The summer look.
They've all been to see that movie.
Throw in again. Left forward pocket for North Melbourne. Over McGuinness's back it rolled, and then he was able to grasp it, only to be tackled illegally, said the umpire. We'll take it from the back pocket.
Only real mistake that Carey's made so far.
Yep. Yes, they have been very rare by the North club as a whole, really. Still in their half forward, no one able to steam past. Rock goes in and gets it out. But it's Hawthorn's Phil Merton who gets the kick back towards Collins on the centre wing. Crawford will be first to it. His teammate does well to get a hurry kick up towards half forward. Got felled after he got rid of it. Scholl comes steaming through. Boots it wide towards centre wing. And who's going to be first to it? Condon tries to prevent the run and is successful. Well done. Condon's kick inside 50. But a strong diving mark taken by Ross Smith.
And Hawthorn playing as if they've got a very tall full forward and a very tall centre-half forward. But there's no Dunstall and there's no Jason Taylor. There's no Tony Hall. No players that they're used to having up there that can take the grabs. They've got to change their style of play and keep the ball low.
Baxter to Crawshay into the middle. Look out, dear. He may lose it.
Woodall lucky.
Oh, he's going to get a free kick for a tackle too high. But as Robbo said, perhaps a little lucky. They're trying to stop this onslaught that North Melbourne continued at the start of the third quarter. Collins working very hard on the outer side of the ground. Does well. Played Andy Collins. This could well result in a goal. Baxter gets the hand pass over the top. Nugent's kick in towards full forward is off target and one behind.
But an example of how Hawthorn must attack this game. They've got a handball over the top. They must run the ball. And it's pretty difficult to see them getting anywhere near winning this game. But if they're going to post a respectable score, they're going to have to use a running game.
I'd get one of those boys to wear a wig, Robbo.
I don't think it's very fair, especially when you get used to Shane Crawford with extremely blonde hair and long flowing locks. Here's Michael Martin at right half back for North Melbourne. Kick towards the wing and no mark taken. Carey working very hard, so was Tallis. Underneath that was Nichols. Good tackle on Platten. Very severe. Ball spills. Carey not happy with what Gowers has had to say or do. The ball to half forward. North Melbourne a chance again. Brilliant evasive work there by Anthony Rock. Gets it out to Jose, and Jose gobs another major. Jose Ramiro, get in on the act, son. 15-14 to 3-4.
Yes, well, as Rex Hunt would say, it's those dunny brush haircuts that become in vogue. You'll see Wayne Carey just producing his enforcer act. Oh, Wayne, why would you bother doing that? Seriously.
Romero gets his first in North Melbourne's 15th from the centre. Kernan almost threw it out of the middle, but he gets almost down to their half-forward line once again. King smothered as he tried to get the kick. Nugent steals it for Hawthorn. Goes wide to the outer side. Oh, fine mark. Not going to be paid. Ladley got front spot and worked very hard to remain there. King through without the football. Platten hurriedly onto the left foot. Kicks almost blindly. He was under enormous pressure, but only as far as Archer. Well, they've got loose players everywhere. North Scholl's got a paddock. Hectares. Finally kicks it high and long up towards the half-forward line. Jenke taps it down in front. Where are the runners? And Nichols comes inside towards Stevens. Gets clear to Roberts. That's magnificent play. He'll amble in for yet another one. Too easy.
Nichols. He's been BP Nichols, Trent Nichols tonight. The quiet achiever.
Well, it's a hell of a lot better than he has been over the last couple of years because he's been a non-achiever. And it's great to see him turn this on. His career was in tatters when he went to the West Coast and didn't find a position. That was an absolutely fantastically weighted handball there from Stevens. But well done to Trent Nichols because he's got his career back on track.
16-14 to 3-4. The betting North Melbourne over 39.5 was 9-4. Really? And anybody who took those odds.
Crawshay coming off the ground again, Robbo. Holland at the run.
Platten's kick towards the half-forward area. Chance here for Nugent. Nugent goes for goal. This is off to the left-hand side. 1 goal, 2 to Glenn Nugent, and Simon Crawshay having a rest on the bench. 16-14 plays 3-5. That's a difference at the moment of 83 points. Romero gets it away to Schwass. Beautiful kick by Schwass. Covers 50 metres. Carey just tried to get rid of Gowers, but Gowers got his hand to it and knocked it away for a boundary throw-in.
Well, Crawshay started the season in fine fashion. Rucked magnificently well in their first game, but since then has probably dropped back a little bit. And Hawthorn will be looking forward to the day when Stephen Lawrence can come back, perhaps a week or two more.
Well, I think whoever plays North Melbourne for the remainder of the season will certainly know they've had a game of football, because this team are playing a terrific brand of football. Everyone having a bit of a dip at it. Holland goes up for Hawthorn. Goes in after it again, tries to get it clear. King, ball rebounds for Johnny Platten. He's forced to kick it off the ground. Pritchard, now Baxter, and kick forward by Holland. Holland in towards the centre. No mark taken. Helping out there, Blakey across that half-back line. The quick kick has been marked by Scholl. He's a talented player, Craig Scholl, in towards half-forward. And third in line, Carey took a mark, but a free kick was paid to Holland. Away to Ben Allen. Ben Allen goes wide. Condon in all sorts of trouble here. Able to get his kick away, high out towards the wing. McKernan, what about the athleticism of that young boy? Terrific stuff by McKernan, and he kicks it up towards half-forward, and have a look at that. It is poetry in motion. Wayne Carey has taken his umpteenth mark for the evening, and to be accurate, it's 12. Up he goes, and just took it ever so simply. He's 40 metres from goal. The angle, about 45 degrees. He's kicked 3. Longmire has kicked 5. He goes across the face. Oh, Longmire's nearly got it. McGuinness fights after it, gets the handball to Platt. Ben Allen forced to kick quickly, and that's terrific stuff by North Melbourne, because if you put enough pressure on, the defenders find it difficult to kick it out with any sort of precision. Here's Clarkson. 5 kicks, 6 handballs. Long kick by that player to the goal line. Carey goes up, can't control the football, and it goes through for 1 behind to the Kangaroos. And Simon Crawshay came off the ground. Dipper, he looks as though he's in a little bit of strife.
He's okay, Ian, but he's had a heavy kick on his right knee here, and the doctors have just iced it up, and just a precaution, I think.
Hawks have added 2 points so far in this quarter. McDonald, Robbie hand pass, trying to flick it towards Platten, was unsuccessful. Turns it over once again. King to Romero. Jose kicked one only minutes ago. North Melbourne have added 4 goals to 2.
I'll give you some names, Sandy. Crocker, German, Fairley, Larkin, Pyman and Buckley.
Saw them all earlier tonight in the reserves.
And we also saw them in the elimination final last year where North Melbourne were humbled by the West Coast.
Correct.
6 players, a fair changeover. It hasn't made much difference tonight except the fact that it's more positive and a great performance.
He's stuck at home, I think he has. Romero gets his second. North continue on their merry way. 17-15, 117. Another goal and they'll lead by 100 points. Plays 23 from the middle. North surge it forward once again, almost down towards their half-forward zone. They're gang tackling. They're making it very, very hard for Hawthorn at the same time. They lead by 93 points.
Well, nothing's changed in the centre of the ground.
Nugent couldn't take it. Tap further forward by Scholl, and he tried to go and get it again. He locks up backstay. And a bounce on the 50-metre line for the Roos. This is indeed a black night for Hawthorn. Missing a couple of key players, but it's not the sole excuse. Clarkson, free kick, directly in front. Too far out, so he gives it to Schwass, who can get onto that left foot and go long. He does, up towards half forward, but only as far as Nick Holland. Former North Adelaide player goes short. McKenna chipping across.
David Copperfield.
We'll have a
the
shot.
magician. Hey, he's plucked that out of nowhere.
And this is for his third. He started in a blaze of glory with a couple, but here it is again.
Bad luck for Nick Holland because it was a great, courageous mark going back. Just turned the ball over, unfortunately. This fellow on screen has embarrassed not only individuals, but some sides in his short career.
This for a lead of 100 points.
McKernan off and Ashenko on.
There it is.
The massacre.
It is Robbo. Massacre.
It's not so much that North Melbourne have kicked a big score. It's just that the opposition score is pitiful.
3 goals, 5.
Well, it's been played in North Melbourne's forward half, really, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The ball hasn't come out of the centre of the ground and into Hawthorn's forward line with any purpose too often. You just put that down to an inexperienced mistake. You don't hold it against a young player.
So 18-15 plays 3-5. We've still got 8 minutes left in this third term. Carey contests the mark. Jenke, he's tackled very well by Archer. Down goes Ramiro over the top 50 metres from the North Melbourne goal. The umpire will be forced to bounce the ball in the air as tempers get a little frayed. And eventually the umpire is going to award it a free kick.
Nichols coming off the ground. Ellison back on.
Paul Hudson. And there is a bit of a dust-up there on the point of the square between, is it Glenn Archer there and Andy Collins. But the play is on the opposite right point of the square, and Hawthorn force it into their forward pocket where Condon is marked in front of Ross Smith. Well, that North Melbourne defence have been quite miserable. 8 scoring shots for Hawthorn up to this stage. Goes close to the man on the mark, gets underneath it a little bit, and Ashenko not paid the mark. Oh, big clash there. And another big clash. Oh, nothing being spared there. And that's Paul Hudson and Craig Scholl saying good evening to each other, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Left forward pocket for Hawthorn. 42 kicks to North Melbourne, 99 to Hawthorn. Look at North Melbourne leading by 100 points. Ben Allen scragged there by Clarkson. Ball held up. And the umpire will bounce. And you can see it is just inside the field of play.
I think the umpire needs to award a free kick here because it looks like it's at ignition point.
Yes, getting a bit tight. Ball should go over for a boundary throw-in. And That's exactly what happened. So we'll have a throw in now about 25 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. Philip Burton and King having a bit of a to-do. Trying to get through there was Condon, well hemmed in there by the North Melbourne defence, and the umpire will have to bounce once again. So in that general area there, we've had 3 bounces within the space of about a minute. And Johnny Platten will try and break that deadlock. No, he won't. Laidley will take it over for another boundary throw in. So still, it's in that left forward pocket, left half forward region for Hawthorn. Trent Nichols having a spell on the bench. And the ruckman go at it. Paul Deere gets an effective tap, but so does Mickey Martin. Gets it back outside 50. Nugent, well done. Goes for goal. Glenn Nugent kicks it into the front of the square. Schwass is there. Gets back quickly. Will clear. They may go the length of the ground here if they can create a loose man. There's one in the centre.
Bang.
Schwass 3 bounces. Look at this handball. Fantastic. Polly Farmer. Clarkson missed though. Went back after it. Rock, Clarkson, combination. Good running by King. And King kicks in towards half forward. Punched away by McAdam. His recovery not too bad. Away go the Hawks, and they will clear this footy.
Wide to the outer side with Black. A hurried high kick up towards right half forward. Martin from behind is the effective spoiler. Schwass waits at the back, measures the hand pass. They're moving it around very, very quickly. Clarkson forward of centre. A chip up towards the 50-metre line. Roberts in front. The other point, quite often at times, Robbo, watch a very one-sided affair and not enjoy the game. But North Melbourne are playing champagne football.
It's been a treat tonight. An absolute treat.
So Roberts for number 3. 1 in the second, 1 earlier this term. From 52 metres, will struggle for the distance. Into the square it will go. McAdam at the back. Too easy. Adrian has booted 4. And it's 19-15, 129. You'll need a calculator by the start of the final quarter. Hawthorn are 3-5. Is this matchup? Or what? Make it look far too easy.
Have a look at this.
Darren Pritchard coming off the ground. Hasn't had much of a night.
.106 points now, and North Melbourne belt it again towards their half-forward line. Archer and Collins, picked up by Tallis, gets it out to Gowers. Gowers' little kick is okay. He finds Holland on centre wing, handball. Hudson nearly caught. Little kick by Hudson finds Platt, looking to play on, but the minding of the mark there was quite sensational by Laidley. Platten had to go back, and then his pass was okay for Condon. Condon goes into the pocket, and the mark is taken by Holland within scoring distance, but the angle is a difficult one.
Well, I think the Hawks do look better with Anthony Condon at full forward. They've got a running player. They're not going to win this game by bombing the ball down into a tall forward. Their talls, all their talls are inexperienced. Holland with 1 game, Barnard with 2, and Crawshay with 3.
Holland goes for goal and misses off to the right-hand side.
Those boys are obviously talented players, but right at the moment just haven't got the experience. Darren Pritchard on the bench, not a great night for him. Paul Hudson now in the middle of the ground. Anthony Stevens is picking him up, so we'll have to work hard for a kick.
3 behind. So far in this quarter, and we've just got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Holland tries to spoil Romero at the back. They had a free kick, the advantage was paid. Romero, look at Carey. Superman towards the horse. Can't mark, loses the football to Collins. He gets slung away from it. Archer picks it up. They've got it through Jose. 46 metres. Romero goes in towards Roberts. Gee, they look so good. He wants to play on. He's bending it back, but not far enough. And a little bit of a respite for the Hawks as that goes out on the field. Leading by 105 points.
consistency, Sandy. They've kicked 6 goals in the first quarter, 6 in the second term, and 7 so far in the third quarter.
Tallis has kicked back, still just 35 metres away from goal. Could be costly, that one. Going to be a free kick, but it's going to come back.
You notice that North Melbourne never turn around with a football. They've always got somebody to support running, where they handball backwards, and the player with the ball then can run directly at the goal with full vision available. Screw kicks round the corner, they look flash, they get goal of the day sometimes, but absolutely no percentage. And that's the characteristic that Dennis Pagan has brought to this club, and that is percentage football.
Romero has 2, both kicked in this quarter. He started on the bench.
Even Jose looks a little bit bigger in the upper body there. I'm sure Don Scott will be pleased with that.
Just inside 40. Very deliberate in his approach. Would be just away to the right.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Hawthorn knew that they were going to struggle this year. In fact, they were the ones that started to talk about the final 8. Perhaps they thought they were going to sneak into that last couple of positions. Now, boy, at this stage, I know they're missing some players. They're going to have to weather the storm in this early part of the season with those injured players.
Gowes gives it to Jenke up towards half forward. That was far better, and McDonald takes the mark. Under 2 minutes remaining.
This will be a long time between drinks for Hawthorn goals. They were 3 goals at half-time.
Correct.
So they've kicked their 3rd goal sometime in the second term, coming up for their 4th goal with just 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
That was the 22-minute mark. They kicked their last. And look at that. That has gone out on the full.
And Anthony Condon's done the Brent Croswell run. He's gone from full forward to the back pocket, picking up Adrian McAdam. And McDonald, Alec McDonald, has gone to full forward.
Did he do it with the flair of Brent, though, Jerry?
And not quite the venue or the date. Brent used to save them for the grand final.
If this is a North Melbourne free kick, I would have nearly called advantage there. The ball went out to the left half forward flank region. They had 2 on 1. The umpires decided to bring it back.
It's right back to centre wing to Schenko, who gives it away to Schwass, who wants to get the hand pass away. He does to Stevens. The loping left footer goes in towards full forward. Gowes cuts across from the side. Are they good enough to take it away? McGuinness is there battling hard. Longmire at the bottom and a bounce. John Longmire has booted 5 to take his career tally, 363. By a ball. Baxter picks himself up.
Bit stiff, he didn't get a free kick there. I thought Mark Roberts' tackle was a little high over the shoulder, maybe. Umpire will bounce. You can see the point of the goal square. Roberts gets his left foot to it and registers a score, albeit just to be high. 2 goals, 3 to Mark Roberts. 19-17, plays 3-6. The kick in, straight down the ground. Big Alex gets a big fist to it. Gowers, left foot out towards the wing, trying hard to make the bounce for himself as Laidley. Archer's tackle on Deere, well, reasonable. Collins, the tackle by Laidley, at the ball, Collins. Collins will take it on centre wing. Wasn't it knockout? Healy not too happy. Oh, look at this. Gee whiz, don't sit underneath that. You'll be in the Alfred for a week. And away goes Nugent. Nugent's kick towards the half-forward area. Hudson, there's the siren. And listen to this applause, the North Melbourne fans. Plenty to cheer about. Peter Knights, you've got some problems. North Melbourne players happy with each other. They lead 19-17, 131. Hawthorn 3-6-24.
He's won 3 in a row. Can anyone beat Mark Skate? Round 4 of the touring cars from Phillip Island Sunday.
Time for Hawthorn over the next 2 or 3 weeks without these 2 key players, these 2 leaders. Let's see if they can put some form of respectability on the scoreboard.
Well, they need the leaders out there to lift, the senior players. It's not the kids that have to do it, it's the senior blokes.
Their lowest score against North was a total of 25 points. They've currently got 24. North have it in their forward zone once again. Romero could go off the ground. Here's Jose! He's not a happy camper. third quarter, blitzing the goals. Look as though they want to continue in that fashion. Platten was clean bowled. Archer may get the hand pass away or take the kick. He prefers the latter and pulls a little too far for Johnny Longmire. McGuinness held on to it a long time. McAdam shows them the football, then loses it. Tucked tightly in on the boundary line. He gets the hand pass away. Another set shot in towards goal is again off target. One behind to Craig Scholl. There is no let-up, Jared.
Not at all. North Melbourne are enjoying this. Peter Mann, McKernan, Trent Nichols on the bench. Well, surely they'll have their run the way that the coach has been using his interchange.
Sandy, an interesting statistic. I don't know whether we've mentioned it this evening, but of the 14 times that Hawthorn have beaten North Melbourne prior to this in home and home, it was an average of about 45 points the margin. And what a turnaround this has been. North Melbourne have just been absolutely sensational. Right from the first bounce. I know Hawthorn kicked the first goal through Glenn Nugent, but by gee, North Melbourne have just absolutely slaughtered their opposition. Here's Johnny Platten. He's had now 19 possessions, and his kick finds Crawford on centre wing. Crawford, a handball, back near the centre. Nugent again. Nugent hasn't been too bad. 13 kicks and 5 handballs, and there's a mark taken by Holland. Away to Darren Jarman. Skillfully, Darren Jarman goes off the left foot, and a slight bit lackadaisical.
Well, I think Darren Jarman really has to stand up and be counted. We know he's a brilliant player when things are going his way, but now is the time that Hawthorn need him. He's probably the most gifted player out on the park. He's had probably a handful of possessions. He has been playing at the wrong end of the ground, which has been Hawthorn's forward line.
But, well, Jarman there getting the ball to Collins. Collins finds some space for himself, then kicks off the left. No penetration, and Blakey takes a good mark between half-back and back pocket.
John Blakey towards Ishenko, down to Schwartz. The century man tonight. Off to Stevens, high kick towards centre wing. Ishenko again underneath it and takes a good mark.
Once again, the example of the backward handball, giving it to a player that sees all before him.
An awkward-looking kick heads down towards the 50. Gow's almost completed the mark. Condon streams away. Short pass into the centre, and Mark Bunn has possession. Passes up to the forward line, inside 50. A better approach towards goal. McDonald, a short little chip. There's a couple there. Holland takes it. There was Holland and Crawford, both vying in that forward line. Taller player hasn't. Peter Knight's no doubt a little hoarse after his three-quarter time address, taking a drink.
Well, you wonder what you can say to your players. I mean, you know, the respect is there, obviously, because they're both trying, the coach and the players, but when you trail by such a big margin.
And that kick is sadly across the face. It's just one of those nights for the Hawks.
And Nick Holland had a shot similar down the left-hand end in the third quarter and missed by a big margin as well.
Well, I think if you're looking for positives for Hawthorn, the fact is Nick Holland has shown a little bit tonight. Taken a couple of marks. He's made a couple of blues also, but give him a couple of seasons of experience and he'll fit into this Hawthorn club and be a valuable player.
6 marks, 6 kicks and 5 handballs, Nick Holland. And add to that 2 behinds. North Melbourne working very, very hard, even though they lead by such a big margin. Laidley, away to Scholl. Scholl was in that action 2 or 3 times. To half forward, terrific mark. Great grab. Strong, athletic, skillful. Handball away. Schwartz. The kick goes towards the goal line. Longmire tries to take it with one hand, fending off with the left.
Mickey Martin must be taking marking practice.
And they've scored a behind. They proceed to 19 goals, 20. Hawthorn 3-8.
Roberts, the spoiler from behind, and very effective over the top. Stevens goes to Schwartz. He's got to wait for that ball to come down in towards full forward. They've got the numbers. Here's another one. Rock. Anthony Boots is first. Let's get in on the act. He does. 20 goals, 20 for 3-8. 8 players have now scored goals for North Melbourne.
Yeah, so an effective return from the kick in there by Roberts. A big punch. Use of the outriders excellent there from North Melbourne.
Centre bounce once again. Pushed wide towards the wing. Socket clear by Archer. And this one will just beat them over the line.
Well, North Melbourne have been most effective from Hawthorn's kick-ins. They're using a 3-4-5 zone defence, or a 12-man zone defence as it's otherwise known. The big players are deep across the 50-metre zone, and anything long, they're punching back in, as we saw Mark Roberts do, and a goal resulted.
Roberts again. Geez, had a fabulous game. Centering kick. Carey just plucked it. And I don't care who you're barring for, you've got to applaud play like this. Stevens.
Yes, well, Steve-O was pleading for that kick from Wayne Carey. There's the duck.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Oh, he's a...
Well, Robbo, you mentioned about Brownlow medals. Surely
Well,
you
I
would
know,
give him
Robert, he was just thinking about votes then, and I tell you what, you've got to put him in somewhere, don't you, Robbo? I know it's not going to be easy. You can put the whole team in there.
That's what I think.
The team effort. Stevens, well, drama. He's missed.
Now, the reason I say that, Jared, is that they're so disciplined with the one-percenters.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
the chasing, the harassing, the marking.
Well, let's just, as an example, have a look at this zone defence kick-out plan. They play a 3-4-5. I wonder what Jack Dyer thinks of a 3-4-5 zone defence kick-out plan. Now, what's the big punch from Mark Roberts here? Thanks, Mark.
Through the legs of Carey. Collins, look out. Goes to ground, but keeps on going. Gets it across to Platten. He was looking for Bunn. Found a teammate in Allen. Nugent goes even wider to Tallis from centre wing. High floating kick. Hudson, the flyer, has been desperately quiet. Man in front is going to be paid the football.
And he's saying, blow you, Corey. I've got to get on the ground and get a few posies myself.
Here's Big Alex. Over the centre he goes. Condon, could have been free kick. Jumper appeared to be held, but he just goes straight on with the job. Tallis gets rid of it quickly. So too does Merton. They desperately need a score. Bunn sends them forward and to Allen. He's inside 50. Hudson takes the mark. 3-8. They have on the board.
A few ironical cheers here for Paul Hudson.
3 marks, 4 kicks.
Well, to be fair to Hudson, he hasn't been really where the ball has been. He's been getting cold legs down the forward line. Hasn't been down there too often.
From 50 metres. Long kick. It's a good kick too. And he's kicked the goal. Hudson gets his first. And that is the first for Hawthorn since the 22-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, not a bad kick from the 50-metre line for Paul Hudson. If you're looking for positives, at least you can say he's on target. Not much else positive has happened for that player.
Well, Hawthorn, belatedly, 4-8. North Melbourne, 20 goals, 21. Mark taken by Gowers in the right back pocket.
Great centre bounce clearance there from Anthony Rock. Good punch from the big fellow Ishenko. No resistance from Hawthorn, as has been the case all night.
Nugent again gets it wide for McGuinness. McGuinness looking to run on, then asked to do so by the umpire. Has to kick high, sets it up for the North Melbourne defenders to thump it away. Crawford's there to gather, picked up by Scholl. Scholl's long kick was good from an awkward standing position. Roberts tackle. Did McGuinness have the football? Play goes on. Jenkins kick into the centre, and the mark is taken by Condon. Condon's in the centre of the ground. He kicks towards full forward. Out in front was McDonald, couldn't take the mark. Biggest Jenko to Clarkson, to Martin, and North Melbourne go marching forward again, up towards half forward, gathered by Ramiro. Handball away. Bunn, beaten for it by Scholl. Scholl a bit taller, but Platten was good in the contest, and he forced the ball over, much to the delight of the Hawthorn supporters that have stayed, because by gee, you've got strong minds and strong bodies to stick it out. The Hawks trailing 4-8. Kangaroos 20 goals, 21.
They've only the 1 goal so far, North Melbourne, in this quarter. Hudson to send Hawthorn forward again, only as far as Laidlaw. Dropping back, he takes a fine mark. Former Eagle. into Rock. Off they go. Just run, run, run. Archer takes it. Inside 50 towards Longmire they go. The ball drops short and Jenke takes it at half-back. Raymond Jenke. Again going short. He wanted Jar.
Great handball.
Allison, look at this. In towards goal. He shoots and misses.
Stevens.
Wasn't it a great piece of play?
Sensational.
Robbed him blind and then got the magnificent handball out. Once again to a running player with no pressure on him.
McGuinness. Straight down the middle. Hudson the flyer. Call to play on. Just got a touch after his teammate had hands on the ball. Allen spears it in towards half forward. McDonald does well to retrieve the ball. They've got an opportunity here, although that underground hand pass could prove costly. Blakey will attempt to do the tidying up and does it beautifully to the outer side. Craig Scholl can go water skiing there. There's so much room. Up towards half forward. Longmire was his target. Tallis somehow gets it out. Condon could have been held by McAdam. Even at the second attempt. It goes over anyway.
Well, you can see the necessities to do water skiing would have been water.
I know, I thought of that after I said it. Crazy. But it's late and it's one-sided. From the throw-in, McAdam. Just tried to use a little bit of magic. Tallis out to go on the field.
You can see by the way North Melbourne runners are attacking the ball that their big men are obviously coached to just bring the ball if they can't mark it to the front of the pack. And that's where the North Melbourne runners head, although sometimes they don't have to bother.
Just about turning in 3 votes, don't you?
Well, it's his 15th mark and his 16th kick coming up. He's kicked 3 goals.
The thing that makes him stand out so much is that through the middle of the ground, they're also even. Rock and Stevens and Swass, they get about 20 to 25 possessions, but they are very damaging players.
Carey kicks from 40 metres. Beautiful kick. Absolutely perfect kick. Covered the distance quite easily. And the goal umpire did not move. Well, you talk about an even side. What about their back line? Their back line have been hungry for the football.
Well, that's been down there too often. No wonder they're hungry.
Well, across the half-back line it's been a fair bit, and it's just been rebounding all night.
It's in that position now, fisted towards the boundary line. Going to be kept in play, however. Kicked deep into the forward line by Barnard. No mark. Yes, it is going to be paid. I was just thinking too, when I was talking about North Melbourne, their performance tonight, it will be a great fillip for Ron Casey, who has not been 100%. I'm sure that if he's watching this, we wish you well, Ron. And hope this can lift the old spirits a bit. It certainly should.
Longmire off the ground and Nichols coming back on. And for Hawthorn, looks like Merton off and Pritchard back on.
As Crawford shoots for goal, and dear, dear, dear.
And like his mother.
It wasn't actually dear, it was Crawford.
Thank you.
Oh, the humour's coming thick and fast now, isn't it?
Yes, you just give him a moment and he's away. Martin brings it back into play. Gets underneath the drop punt. It's high, but he's still got considerable distance. Ashenko had front spot. Pushed clear of him, however. Barnard tries to chop his way through. Eventually loses the football. A couple of players attempting some fancy stuff. Schwass is just going to drift through the middle and go straight on with a job to Rock. Forward of centre. He kicks up towards the half-forward line. And Carey again plays on. Oh, this grand player waltzes into goal, and that is a best-on-ground performance. 5 goals to Wayne Carey. What a show they put on tonight. 22-22. 154. Hawthorn of 49-33.
Well, Carey has taken 3 telling marks in this quarter just to show what great talent he has. One at the 10-minute mark, kicked the goal, another one about 2 seconds later, and then that fine example of what courage he possesses. finishes off with a goal.
Well, Hawthorn had a rare win in the ruck contest, but North Melbourne have forced it forward once again. Nichols from 50 metres. Kicks to the front of the goals. McCann. What a mark.
The juggler.
I call him David Copperfield. He just pulls them out of nowhere. Adrian McAdam. He's kicked 4. He could become the 3rd player this evening for North Melbourne to register 5 goals.
I've always said Mick Martin was a trendsetter. Those one-handed marks.
McAdam kicks the goal.
Nick Robbo, we might have to start looking at higher scores here. North Melbourne against Hawthorn, their highest was 24-21. They're only 5 points away from that.
Well, it's party trick time here for Adrian McAdam.
Let's just have a look at it. 1, 2, and then snaffles it down below.
From the bounce, North continue on their merry way. 160 plays 33.
Well, Sandy, let's have a look at this in a more serious note. The financial position of clubs is so precarious now that coaches get sacked if they don't win Foster's Cup games. I wonder what damage this is doing to Hawthorn's membership drive in both the corporate sector and the man in the street. And that's the stuff that brings on this merger talk.
Well, it is certainly one of their darkest days as far as an on-ground performance is concerned. Allen tries to soccer up the ground. I think he was held. And we'll get a free kick back in the middle. Got a loose player in Crochet down at half forward. What are you suggesting? That the Hawks could be involved in a merger?
Well, I think that's already been well discussed in public in the last few weeks, but there's no question that that will happen. And the sides that do it first will benefit the greatest. But it is performances like this that bring the skeletons out of the closet.
Crochet's kick, oh, that's sadly away to the right. Just sneaking in from behind.
Yeah, Wayne Carey's gone down to full forward and McKernan's gone to centre half forward. I'm sure that Coach Pagan is just playing with his pupils now to see if McKernan can play in that position. But the bottom line is no club at all can afford to or expect to be that competitive with the champions, namely Dunstall and Langford, that Hawthorn have out. But boy, this performance is well below that.
Schenko, Man and Scholl drift it down towards Nichols. Swings into that left foot, but Archer gets bundled out of the way. Platten tries to soccer off the ground. He gets cleaned up by Rock. Could have been a little high and the advantage is paid. Jarman, centering kick, finds Holland. Gets the hand pass away. McDonald towards Crochet. Front spot, couldn't take the mark. Recovers. Can he make amends? Round his body he goes. He swings it high, but it's very wide. But the mark is taken out of for Hawthorn by Paul Barnard. Tucked right in the pocket.
Be over the fence in a minute.
1 goal 4 they've kicked for the corner. Well, he's kicking from almost outside the boundary line. He's dobbed it. What a goal. Well, there have been few highlights for the Hawks tonight, Jared, but that's one.
Yes, well, a goal is terrific, Sandy. There's no doubt about that. One round the corner from young Barnard. He showed last week that he was a player of some promise. As we see a little bit of behind the play antics. Johnny Platten on the receiving end, as he so often is, from one of the great terriers in Anthony Rock.
So the bounce back in the centre, 5-10, plays 23-22. It's a long time to get that score out. Nugent, 22nd possession, mark taken by Laidley. Runs away from Platten, kicks towards half forward, punched away there by Tallis, and it goes over for a boundary throw in.
Mr. Anthony Rock loves throwing his weight around. He was just involved in another slinging match. See Wayne Swass on the half-forward flank just stretching himself. Obviously just having a bit of a problem with cramp.
McKernan tries to bash it to the back, taken by Jarman. Jarman's kick Goes to the left half-forward area. Peter Mann quite happy to see it over. No. Somehow he got it back to Craig Scholl. Little handball, very good. Mann, close to the boundary line, Laidley. Another tough customer is Dean Laidley. Goes straight across the ground, transfers play. North Melbourne have got 2-on-1. It won't matter. The free kick was there. The advantage has been paid. Blakey runs right down the vacant wing, gets back onto his right foot and kicks it in towards full forward. Punched away this time by Gowers. Ball rebounds for Nugent. Another possession. Condon left it behind. Nugent after it again. Got another possession. A little right foot kick is okay. And Jarman has marked and Big Alex has marked. Taken the mark very, very efficiently. The kick in towards full forward. Crawshay couldn't take the mark. Laidley and Mickey Martin fighting with Johnny Platt. And the ball will be bounced at centre half forward for Hawthorn. John Platten, acting captain. North Melbourne swing another change. Schwass comes off. And back onto the ground is Mark Roberts. Barnard gathers again, kicks across his left shoulder, but it's been marked by Ramiro.
Well, Dipper's down on the boundary line with an abacus, and he tells us that Wayne Schwass is the 13th player for North Melbourne to have a spell on the bench tonight.
Well, they move it out of defence beautifully, courtesy of Romero and Stevens once again up towards half-forward. Yes! McKernan did it with the one hand initially, got it across to Rock. He charges in towards the half-forward line. That's that man again.
The King Kangaroo.
Wayne Carey.
What a player.
17 marks, 17 kicks. And a fine grab initially by Corey McKernan.
197 centimetres. I'll tell you what, has he got a future?
Carey for number 6. From 46 metres, drop punt is away to the right. And you could almost feel the disappointment from within the North Melbourne fans. They demand such high standards. 23-23. It's like a cricket score, this. The Hawks are 5-10. Roberts fisted clear. Stevens first to the ball. Couldn't quite keep it in play. Gee, he did well.
It nearly worked.
He did very well. But a throw in. Left forward pocket for North Melbourne. McKernan used the left hand. Hudson got the hand pass away. Condon gets the kick. Mann eyes for the football, beaten by Deere. Thought about Barnard, but then goes inside, in towards half forward. Crawford steams in towards goal. Shane Crawford kicks and goal. He gets his first with just 3 minutes remaining. 6-10 plays 23-23.
Well, it's going to be a long week for the Hawks. They're going to have to regroup. Hopefully get a player or two back. Jason Taylor will hopefully come into the side at centre half forward. And they have really missed their spine. They've had nothing to shoot for up forward with the absence of Dunstall and Taylor. And it really has exposed a big weakness.
3 minutes 20 left. And the difference, 115 points. Forced forward again for Hawthorn. Mark taken by Deere in front of Mann. He runs on. Well done by Paul Deere, and he goes towards goal. And Nick Holland has taken a mark in the pocket. Gives away a little bit of ground. Tries to go back to Hudson. Not successful. Terrific work by Stevens. North force it out towards the 50-metre line. Paul Deere gets some space for himself and goes for goal, but he kicks it across the face. And it goes out on the full in the opposite forward pocket. So the free kick to be taken for North Melbourne. Mark Roberts receiving from Clarkson. Kicks in towards the centre. No mark taken by McAdam. Archer went after the football. Then a lovely weighted kick. Ramiro can give it away. Wide on his left side was Rock. Unselfishly to McAdam. McAdam, you'll get a game next week, son. Give it to the captain. Let him get his 6th.
Was it like that transition from a kick out? It wasn't bad, was it? Straight down the middle.
Yes, I thought Archer made a little bit more of it than what what he was meant to. Glenn Archer's a terrific player at the football.
Well, we get that one from Jose Ramiro. It was good vision from Jose. He wouldn't have heard the call, I wouldn't have thought. Unselfish play from both Rock and Adrian McAdam. Finished with that man, the King Kangaroo.
Well, North Melbourne last beat Hawthorn on August the 11th, 1984. It's been a long time between drinks, but one gets the feeling they are making up for some lost time with a devastating performance here tonight. 24-23 plays 6-10. Ashenko over the top once again. Charges down to half forward. Nugent's hand pass goes straight to King. Up they go again towards the 50-metre line and inside it. Carey couldn't quite take the one-hander. Jenky repels the attack, but he's going to get the free kick. He can do no wrong.
Well, the interesting point about this one is, let's forget the free kick, but have a look at all the... well, we'll wait until we see the replay.
See if he can kick number 7. He can. And incidentally, 4 for the quarter.
Did you get 3 votes, Sandy, tonight? 17 marks, 20 kicks, 7 goals, 3.
What's the replay here? The players at the base of Carey's feet, they were all in front of him, no one behind. And that's the point I was making earlier. They're just trained and drilled North Melbourne players to get to the base of the pack, and the big players to knock the ball if they can't mark it to the ground.
Ashenko gets a 30-metre belt. Jenky was interfered with, and he'll take the free kick across half-back.
Well, they've kicked 6 goals, 6 goals, 7 goals, and 6 goals in a very even performance over 4 quarters. Dominated the game. Allison gets it to Scholl. Scholl's little kick was very good. McAdam.
Another great punch from Peter Mann there. He could have set himself for mark of the day, but just elected to go with a disciplined act. Big punch from behind. Now the ball's up in their forward line.
This fella's a key player in their makeup.
Absolutely. He has just been a little bit quiet in the last quarter and a half.
Well,
but have a look at those stats.
Amazingly, he's coming up for his 20th possession. He's only kicked 2 goals tonight, but gee, we'll never forget a goal he kicked here. I think it might have been last year. He kicked it from about the point of where he's standing now, about the point of the square. It must have gone about 70 metres. Big torpedo punt. So he's going to have another go. And this time, a long way offline, and it's out of bounds on the full. So Mark Roberts, number 22, has kicked 2 goals, 3. And to kick in is McGuinness.
Very healthy crowd too, 36,726. No doubt many Hawthorn supporters will be a little disappointed. North fans absolutely delirious. Stevens in towards Carey territory again. Don't tell me he's been beaten for that football. Jenky.
Well, Carlton and West Coast are the next 2 sides that Hawthorn have to play. So things are a critical level for them. Their season may be over in the next fortnight if they can't restructure and come up with a win.
And I know that Michael Malthouse is over here, and he'll be watching them very keenly, I would imagine, tonight as Jarman goes down towards the forward line. Here comes Michael Martin. Over the boundary line, Mick. It's all over. Hawthorn has been put out of their misery. Let's concentrate on North Melbourne. This night has belonged to them. Led by Wayne Carey, who finished with 7 goals. He booted 4 goals in a fabulous last quarter. And Dipper, say you should head towards him because he's done a mighty job.
John.
Led from the front. And Dipper, let's go down to you now and have a chat with him.
Thanks very much, Sandy. Well, congratulations, Wayne. It's been since 1984 you've beat the Hawks.
Yeah, it was a good way to win, and rub it in like that probably replays a couple of the floggings they give us, so it's great.
Rub it in, as you say. Now, a very even performance by the boys tonight.
Yeah, very even. Our backline's been fantastic. They played really well last week and again tonight, so it was a great win.
And good to see John Longmire back in form.
Yeah, Johnny kicked 5 in the first half, I think, so yeah, they took him off for a bit of a rest, but things look good for him.
Okay, well, congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thanks very much.
Go on, Wayne. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Dipper. Yes, Johnny Longmire, tracksuit top on. But he finished with 5 goals, all in the first half. Booted 2 in the first quarter. and 3 in the second, and the North fans are loving this. It's been a long, long time.
Well, I'm not sure what that girl's name is or that lady's name is, but she is at every North Melbourne game. There she is, a demented North Melbourne fan.
I don't know whether she's demented.
Well, she's not far from it when they have a victory like they've had tonight.
We'll get a letter on that one this week. But in they come, and a wonderful performance. We've been treated to some champagne football tonight. I don't think it matters who you follow. When you see a side produce something like this, you know that it is something a little special. And we're only, Robbo, in round 3 of the season.
Oh, it's
and
great
North
stuff.
Melbourne's only played 2 games.
Well, I think for a team that showed so much last year and finished, well, from their point of view, lamentably.
Well, in round 21, they were on top of the ladder.
Yes, but, I mean, football's all about playing in September. You've got to play enough games to win, but then you're on show, and when they were on show, they failed on their standards lamentably against the West Coast. But by gee, if this is any indication, they won't fail lamentably against anyone. Because whoever plays them, Sandy, will be in for a game of football, if that's an example of what they're going to put in front of us.
Yes, they've thrown out the challenge tonight. There's no doubt about that. As we check the final scoreboard once again here at the MCG, this is a mammoth win. 25-23, 173. Hawthorn, 6-10-46.
From the Sydney Cricket Ground, Ron Barassi Swans against Graham Corns' Adelaide Crows on AFL Sunday.
Performance by North Melbourne, a consistently brilliant 4 quarters of football. The final scoreline showing the Roos 25-23, 173. Hawthorn most disappointing, 6-10-46. The eventual winning margin for the North Melbourne club was a whopping 127 points. Bearing in mind they hadn't beaten Hawthorn since August the 11th, 1984. They certainly made up for some time. Let's look ahead now to a big weekend of football, and it's all coming your way on 7. The replays tomorrow, Richmond and the West Coast Eagles. St Kilda, a vital day for them against the Bombers, whilst on Sunday the action starts at 2 with Sydney playing Adelaide, and then at 5 in the replay Collingwood and Footscray. And our late night replay, it's not too late either, it's a top time of 6:30, Carlton playing Geelong at a Princes Park. So a wonderful weekend of football coming your way on 7. Just repeating tonight, the big winners at the MCG, North Melbourne by 127 points.